Guys, what is going on? What's happening? How you guys doing today, tonight? You're probably watching this tonight because it's going to be another upload, but I wanted to go through with you guys the newer team of the season players. I also just kind of wanted to talk about some of these guys in general, outside of like team of the season investments, just further on, players that you guys may be able to use. Be careful with some prices, things like that. I just wanted to kind of do a review of TOTS players, the ones that I feel like are really fun, really good to use, really good to try out. And then I want to talk at the end of the video. I want to talk to you guys about the EFL team of the seasons. I want to talk to you guys about those because those cards to me they have an investing significance, is what I would tell you. So I do want to talk about those cards at the end of this video. I don't want to talk about them at the beginning, but they are important, and I think you guys got to look at them down the line. But we don't obviously have to talk about that right now. So, guys, we have obviously these are the most consistent players, and there are some really good ones. So I did want to go through and talk about some of the better ones. I believe I'm going to be missing one right now, and I think it is. Let's see who I'm missing right now. Is it Busquets? I think it's Busquets. Is it Busquets? It's Busquets. No, I have Busquets in my team. I'm missing somebody. I'm trying to figure out who the hell in this team I'm missing right now because I want to have everybody for you guys. It's going to be somebody on the bench, I think. Emre Can I have. Oscar is in. Ibra's in. Busquets is in. Who the hell do we not have in here, guys? We're missing somebody. We have Thiago. We have Busquets. Alderweireld, Sule. Felipe is on the bench. We're definitely missing one player. Resilient. Unless I can't count. 4, 7, 10, 11. No, we probably have everyone. I think we have everyone, actually. I think it's only 21 players. All right, so I think we've got everybody. To the best of my knowledge, it's 11 plus 10. Yeah, we're 21. So these players in general, guys, are some of them are very meta. Some of them I do really enjoy. So we'll start at the top. And what we're going to do in this video, guys, we're going to talk about every one of these players, talk about their prices, talk about a little bit of everything regarding these guys. So Ibrahimovic, right? Very overpriced. This is a prime example of a day one card on foot. Always a guy, usually the best player from any promo team is always going to be very expensive for the first 48 to 72 hours. And then once everybody goes and uses him, they are able to go and sell him, and then they're finally kind of done with him. So that's kind of what's going to go on with Ibra. He's 1.6. Guys, just let me put this into your head. He's a 1.6 million player in the MLS. That is just crazy. But the card is pretty sick. 4-star weak foot, 5-star skills. But it makes you think how worth it Flashback Ibra was. He was about 200, 150K, and like this card is 8 times the price of that. So, you know, you are getting +3s, and it is a good card. But the balance still sucks, and the stamina is still tough. So you're going to pay 1.6 million for a card that, to be honest, like lacks balance and stamina. So I'm not a huge fan. I think it's a fun card to use, but just be careful because I do think in a few weeks this card's going to drop a lot. So definitely be careful if you're going to go ahead and use that card. Emre Can is fantastic value. Now, this guy is 315,000 coins, and you get a Ronaldo link, a 4-star weak foot. He's high in terms of work rates, which is like amazing. That's like the dream for a center mid, because that's really good for like a box-to-box center mid. That's exactly what you want to see. He's got all-around really, really good statistics. And what I expect this guy to do is probably settle and drop around maybe 245, 250 at some point this week with the constant supply, and then I think he will probably start to rise up out of packs. Now, this guy will probably go up out of packs until we get to Serie A team of the season. My best advice for you guys is I believe Premier League is always next, so I think Premier League is definitely the next team of the season. Look for players that may be linked to some Premier League players, not in terms of like actual league, or it could be league, but maybe nationality or stuff like that. So Emre Can I do like. That's a very good card. Allen looks really fun. I don't know how good he's going to be because of his height, but he reminds me of N'Golo Kante. He reminds me of like a little bit worse of a version of N'Golo Kante's team of the year, but it's a good card, right? 85 pace. He's got all 80 stats, so something that you do like to see. Medium high work rates, not the best, but if you're going to play him as a CDM in a 2 CDM formation, he'd probably be a monster. You could use him in that formation. That'd be pretty good. Play him a little bit of a taller other defensive mid, and that may work out really well for you. I think the thing that I like about this card is like when you go box to box for this card, he's got 99 stamina, he's got 95 attack positioning. So not only can he defend, but he can really attack, which I think is like a unique stat to this card. So definitely try to see how he does, guys, back on going box to box. But that is something that I like with him. Carrasco, I'm not really that crazy about. He's cheap, so if you're looking for a cheap option with icons, this guy might be decent. He's 4-star, 4-star. I can't imagine he'd be a bad player. He looks pretty good. Only thing that's lacking a little bit is the balance and the strength, but he's got 92 attack positioning, 90 finishing. He's about 88K right now. If you had a 4-3-3 with 2 icons, this could be a very usable card, and you guys could definitely go ahead and try this out. I don't know how good it would be, but looks pretty good, man. So I'm into that card. Oscar is the same way. Like, it's a decent looking card. It's nothing crazy. These guys, Oscar and Carrasco will be more of the discard team of the seasons. They're going to be a little bit less valued on the market, but they're not terrible players. Thiago's interesting because Thiago's like 250K, and I don't think Thiago's worth it for that price. He is a good card, but like it's kind of one of those cards you don't really know where to play because his finishing is low. His like dribbling stats are phenomenal, but he doesn't really have good defensive stats. So like I guess he's a good outside or left or right center mid. I don't really know where you would play him though. I don't think you'd play him as a CDM because the work rates are not great and his height is really not amazing. He's got a 3-star weak foot as well, but does have 5-star skills. So if you're interested in that, that can be for you. This guy looks fantastic, man. I think it's Alex Tellez is I believe how you pronounce it. Alex Tellez. He looks so good, man. I gotta say, guys, this card looks fantastic. He's selling at 400K right now, which is to me is great value. He's 5'11". Work rates are not ideal for a left back, but not the worst. 2-star weak foot's not the best either. Aside from that, everything in this card is amazing. I think the thing that people will really enjoy is the combination of 99 crossing and 99 stamina. That is really, really good for the card. Yeah, man. So that's a pretty good look there. I think Tellez is totally worth it. Alderweireld is a guy that I think could rise up for Premier League Team of the Season if he doesn't get re-released. Just because Alderweireld's Carnival card was selling at like 200 forever, he's still like 240. So for me, like I do feel like Alderweireld is honestly kind of undervalued at 240. I think it's the price range that keeps them low, but I do think that this guy will do pretty well with EPL Team of the Season. I think besides Van Dijk and Laporte, who Van Dijk's going to be expensive, I think Laporte will be expensive too. I don't really think there's that many good players, guys, that you're going to be able to use. Guys, I don't really think there's going to be that many good players at the center back position. So that could be a guy that rises up with Premier League Team of the Season. Then we have Sule, who's 160K, and the guy's problem is this, guys. Look, he's got 36 agility, 36 balance, and he really can't pass the ball. This could be going down as one of the clunkiest center backs of all time. It's 40 jumping. So I just don't know how successful you guys are going to be using this card. I just don't know, man. Like for me, those stat combinations don't look great. As much as I do love Bayern and I do love Sule IRL, it just doesn't look like he's that usable in foot. Same thing goes with Busquets. Just don't really think this card's that usable. He's basically at a discard for the 93 value right now. He's chilling at 130, which is like basically, the discard value. Then we move on to Ter Stegen, who looks pretty good. The only problem with Ter Stegen, guys, is I don't know if Ter Stegen has saves with feet. Now, saves with feet is a very important trait for goalkeepers, so I'm not sure if he has that trait, and that's something that you're going to want to have to look into because that's a big deal. But, right, this guy does link a lot of teams, and he's an alternative option to Courtois. I think that is something that is nice. I feel like we haven't really had a alternative option of Courtois in a really long time in the La Liga, so I feel like that could be something that you guys could try out, and it might be decent. I don't really know. Then we move on to the bench. This Ndombele guy is 368K. I've heard mixed reviews on this card. He does have high work rates, and he does look really good, but I've heard that he's not all it says it is. You know what I'm saying? So I heard that people said that he's not actually that good in game, which worries me a little bit. Aside from that, he does look really good. I just don't know. I always like to hear from the community and people like that I know in the streams and close to me that like tell me how a card is, and they all like there was a majority of people that said he's not that good. So just be careful, try him out. Let me know what you guys think. That one I'm curious about. John Stones I really like. He's 165K. I think if this guy drops 140, 130, 150, I like this a lot because he's going to get a strong link with Laporte for EPL Team of the Season, and he's a usable center back. I know he's high medium, so that's not great, but he's got 4-star weak foot, and he's got good center back statistics, and I think that Stones is also just a popular player. I think he'll do well out of packs. I don't see that being not successful. Wan-Bissaka is another interesting one. I think the only EPL Team of the Season right back we're going to get is Trent Arnold, and I think he'll be really expensive, so I think Bissaka could do well out of packs. I think he right now is what? He's 188K. So I think that this guy could get down to 150 this week, and that could be a good pickup. EPL right backs are something. Left back and right back in the EPL is always something that you see as successful week in and week out. So it wouldn't surprise me again to see another successful round almost of an EPL left back or right back out of packs. So that could be something that you guys might see. Resillion is another guy that I do like. I think the Bundesliga left back position is very, very, say vulnerable? Not vulnerable, but there's not many. You don't really. I don't really think there's any. I think there's Alaba, but I don't think I'm missing any, man. So I think for me, this guy's going to go up out of packs. And I think the other thing is that he's French, right? Like, you've got best of both worlds with this guy because he's also French. And French is huge, guys. I'm telling you, it's huge, man. Everyone uses. You go play Foot Champions, you play against France teams all weekend. So that's something I like. I just reviewed this card, guys, and I'm actually not selling him. He's that good. Guy's ridiculous. So if you guys are looking for a fullback that's sick, check it out on the second channel. He's fantastic. He's great, man. I love him so much. This guy is like, going to be one of those guys that I think may get closer to the value of Neres. If he gets down to 50 or 60 with the link that he has to Tagliafico, that's going to be a positive going forward because that link is super vital to a lot of the squad building and a lot of the teams. The only problem with the card is that he's got the 2-star weak foot. That's a big problem. And that 2-star weak foot may be something that is not truly desirable. The thing with Team of the Seasons that I always wonder is, like, do people really look all the way into a card, and rather sometimes when you see the the beautiful card design and all the stats that are on this face, sometimes a lot of people just don't even look into the card or don't even know if a card has like a bad weak foot or something like that. So sometimes that is something that works out of packs. This guy I think will just do well naturally because he's got a perfect link to Tellez, and I think people are using Tellez in the future, so I think that that's a good one. Moutinho's a Prem center mid. He's not going to get re-released, so I could see him doing decent. His stats are not fantastic by any means, so very average stats for a Prem center mid, but probably could do well out of packs. Don't really know 100%, but probably, I would assume, could do decent. Haller is interesting because he's a he's a Bundesliga striker. He got down to 80 last night. I think he's like one. He's back up to 120, but he'll drop again today. Not really a crazy good card, but 2-star weak foot is always something that I just like look at, and it's just ugh. So you never really like to see a 2-star weak foot or those 2-star skills or any of that stuff, guys. It's never like really that much of a positive. I don't know how Sissoko's selling at 250 right now. The card looks tragic, but a lot of these cards right now seem to be overpriced. So let them kind of continue to drop this week. Is my take on it. And then what I wanted to talk about with you guys is the EFL team of the season. So tomorrow we're going to probably get an SBC with a guarantee card. Now, they were 36K this morning, which means like people were really buying into them, guys. They were really, really high this morning. People really thought that there was an SBC coming today. And, we didn't get the SBC. So what that means, man, is that it will be tomorrow. It will probably go back to the schedule if EA does it Sunday, Tuesday, is what I assume. And waiting on that, right, to see what goes on. But usually it's going to be an 80 to 81, 82, 83, requirement. And then you've got, aside from that, you've got one team of the season required. So a lot of those guys, if they do go down to discard again tonight, it's going to be a good thing, down the line to just continue to try to stock EFL team of the season. So there's nothing ever going to be wrong with that. So you guys should continue to look into trying to do that, because it's something where if you do get a discard team of the season, it's just good to have in your club. So make sure you guys are doing the club stocks with those. I think that for me, the cheapest one right now is like, I think it's like an 80, I think it's an 82. There's an 84 right back that is 32K. This guy, I don't even actually know half these guys' names. I'm trying to figure them out. But yeah, I mean, like, it's not easy to get them at that discard price because everyone's investing. But just be careful, guys, because I don't really know how EA is going to do this SBC this year. I know how they did it last year, and I think a lot of people are on that train of trying to assume how they did it last year, and you don't want to get caught up in look at this, right? Everyone's bidding 30K. So you don't want to do that, guys. You just want to be careful, because I think a lot of people are just buying them at that price and hoping that there's some magical SBC that makes it go to 60K. It did happen last year, but I think this year you're going to have a lot of investors and a lot of people doing that. I think it's something that EA's done a really good job of, like, kind of like not doing exactly what they did last year and making it seem like it's a little bit, more mysterious in the way of the way EA does things. So I think they will continue to probably, follow that track and follow that route. But yeah, I wanted to get a video out for you guys tonight, kind of just talking about all these players. I think for me, I'm going to be looking to buy probably I might wait till rewards, man. I know that, like, I know for these cards, like, they're going to get a big supply this week at rewards, and I think that could be decent. And then maybe even, like, Friday morning before they go to packs, they might be really low because there would be panic for EPL team of the season. That's another thing you guys could do. I'm probably going to do, like, a club stock with all these guys before they go to packs, except probably, like, some of the really more expensive ones, like maybe Ibra. What's going to happen and what you guys will learn is that a lot of the time when you've got a promo team or something like that, there's a lot of hype going into that, right, for that minute. And then after that week, a lot of the players drop because they lose that hype, or there's more new cards coming into the game. So that's another thing that I'm just trying to teach you guys little things that I've learned over the years. So thanks for watching the video today, guys. You guys are the best. I appreciate you. Smash a like if you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, I will see you guys in the video soon. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to see on the channel in the next little while that could help you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.